Bog Addict just collected first.
Hello, hello, and welcome everyone! And Bach quick as always. Hello! I hope everyone is doing fine so far. We still have a lot of work to do today with this piece. Yesterday I was like so happy to basically be done with my AO pass, my ambient occlusion pass, and then I noticed I completely spaced out on her transparent sleeves, so I definitely have to do those, and I think I need to go over the leaves one more time. And I also got some feedback, which I have to apply, and I was sitting here like, yeah. But that's just life, right? You are never done with a piece. There's always room to improve. So yeah, let's go back in and continue the little grind. I mean, even though it's kind of like stressful to do a complicated piece like this, it's still fine, right? Have fun lurking, Bach. Take care. Also, regarding tomorrow's stream, I'm not sure if I can make it home in time because I have some stuff to do. And one appointment is at 11:20, and I start streaming usually at 12. So we'll see if I can make it or not. I do hope so. But there is sadly no guarantee. It's probably going to be very, very stressful for me to try and catch the stream tomorrow, so I'm probably going to cancel it. But you know how it is. There are just some responsibilities you have in life. You can't just say, not gonna do it. You have to do it. So that's what's going on. So Hopefully nobody's going to be surprised if tomorrow's stream is not going to happen. Alright, let's see. I also need to look over the feedback I've gotten to see what I need to change. That's also something I really like to do, is just putting the feedback over my drawing, because then I can really see the difference of what is going on and what I'm supposed to do. Because sometimes if you get feedback from like an art teacher or anybody else, they give you feedback, right, and they write a bunch of stuff, but they still do some tweaks that you might not see at first glance. And putting it over your already not finished piece, but your already existing piece really shows the difference without you having to try super hard. Anyways, I have to admit today I was feeling so tired and exhausted in the early morning for various reasons. And I was almost ready to cancel today's stream because of the exhaustion. It's not like that I'm hitting an art block or anything, but today's just one of those days where I would have just loved to not do anything and just, I don't know, pull up some good old Stardew Valley or any other game that's very relaxing for me. But I figured, hey, at least I'm going to do the stream. It's very casual, and more often than not, it's really cheering me up as well, which I find is great. Because one of the worst things for me is when I have like a little down day or whatever, is when I'm even more alone, or if I'm secluding myself even more. Because for me, it often helps if I just talk to my best friend and stuff. And you know, everybody has their own little coping mechanism and way of dealing with stuff like that. And I figured, hey, I think streaming would be still a good idea. Even if I take it slow. I mean, if I really feel like not drawing, we can still switch to Stardew Valley or something else later. But I at least wanted to give it a try and see if I feel motivated enough. Hey there, Prism! Welcome, welcome! How are you doing today? I'm quite good, only working from 3 to 7 this evening. Oh, alright. I see, I see. Do you prefer working early or working late? Because I know everybody is kind of different when it comes to stuff like that, so I'm curious. I prefer working earlier at this job. Alright. Is it more busy later in the day, or is it the other way around? Because I know sometimes it's just there's nothing to do at certain times, and for me, I like being busy at work instead of just standing around all day and waiting for time to pass. First hours without customers. Oh. That sounds relaxing. But usually in the first hour you have other stuff to do. At least from my past experience. I have enough to do, yeah, but it's over quite fast anyway. I bet. I do love working with customers, but if you have like stuff to do, which is, I don't know, important, like starting up stuff or rearranging things or whatever important task it is, sometimes it can be very, very disruptive and you just lose the flow because they need something from you. And I'm like, no, not now. In 5 minutes, please. And I also prefer having the day free right now. I feel like I need to check the time every 15 minutes. Oh, yeah. I totally get that. That's also why I'm streaming not in the evening, after lunch. Because I just like to do all the important stuff in the morning, have appointments in the morning, so that I just know, okay, it's done, I don't have to stress about anything. And then I can just relax and stream. When I work morning shift, I can relax after 1 PM. Yeah, yeah. That's not what I wanted. Alright. How are you doing today? I'm doing okay. I'm super tired and exhausted. And I also hit that little slump where I don't feel like drawing at all. I have to say, because I've hit this point where I would love to be just done with this piece. And yesterday I had my weekly check-in and I got some feedback again, and now I have to apply the feedback even though I was hoping I would be done with this AO pass. I mean, I noticed that I forgot the sleeves. So yeah, today is just like one of those days where I have to motivate myself to do stuff. And the feedback is also the layer you constantly see me switching to. I mean, I always do appreciate feedback, don't get me wrong, but it's... at some point it's just like... you just want to be done. You want to hear it's enough sometimes. Why are you lagging when I try to... oh, okay, now it works again. But I do have to say that streaming really helps me get out of that slump, because I think if I wouldn't be streaming, I would have just taken today off because I've been working non-stop the past few weeks, but I just felt like, oh, come on, I'm just going to stream. If I don't feel like drawing during the stream as well, then I can just switch to Stardew Valley or play something more relaxing. But so far, I'm actually feeling pretty good. Hello, Cookie! How are you feeling today? Are you feeling better? Or are you still sick? I feel better, just a stuffy nose now. Hey, that's great, that's progress, hooray. Awesome. I hate folds. Hi Kira, welcome to the stream. How are you today? I'm fine, just not as good in finding back to a proper sleep schedule than I'd like to be. How about you? I'm okay. Like I told the others before, today it's like one of those days where I didn't feel like drawing at all. Just a little, I don't know, slump I would say. But I figured I still wanted to try and stream, and if like drawing is too exhausting, I would just switch to something like Stardew Valley or anything else relaxing. So yeah. So I'm basically okay-ish. But everybody knows those faces, especially those who draw regularly. I see, yeah. It's just that I've hit that little slump where you're just frustrated with the piece you're working on, and I'm already at a point where I'm like, ugh, I just want to be done with it. I don't want more and more feedback. I just want it to be done. But that's just totally normal for art school mentorships and courses you're attending. There we go. That was the issue with this brush. That should be better. Hey there, Yu! Welcome! Welcome, welcome! How are you today? Alright, I guess. That doesn't sound convincing. Oh, that's also darker. No. Well, shading down. Thank you. I'm just applying feedback which I've gotten from my TA yesterday. Oh. So the art grind continues, and my desperation with it. Talking about a good mental health situation yesterday, and today I'm like, I hate everything I do. Classic art moments. Can you zoom in on the feedback for a sec, or tell us what they gave feedback on? Basically, that's how my feedback looks at the moment. So one of the main feedbacks I got was to define the face a little more. You can see, Z. The letter Z. You can see the OG which I have drawn. This. Oh yeah, I have a lasso too, so I can't really... I don't want to lasso it again, so I'm just going to leave that out. That was one of the main feedbacks. Because facial structures are just hard, and if you come from an anime background, it's like... With all anime styles, the biggest issue is that all the facial features are most of the time like on a very flat surface. So the nose is rarely sticking out. The eyes are just often flat objects on a flat surface. So to start thinking about the actual face shape and stuff can be very tricky. And yeah, that was one of the main feedbacks. It's very nuanced. It's not like huge changes, but they're still there. Then what else did I got? I don't want to move this piece, so let me see if I have like UG stuff on. But as far as I remember, I got some coloring advice, which is down here, where I'm not supposed to actually use gray when I'm using like coloring. So where are my flats? There are my flats. There we go. So basically the pants were like a pure gray and just a desaturated darker gray, and they suggested to at least give it a hue because everything in real life, no matter if it's like black or gray, they usually have like a little tint to it, especially depending on the lighting. So I made it basically a very, 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 very dark blue-green turquoise kind of gray. It's not like a huge difference, I think. Or yeah, this is like what I had last week. So you can see the difference between that very dark gray in her chest area and pants and stockings, and I changed this to a different color. Then what else did we talk about? Most of it was basically just to apply the little changes they made to the ambient occlusion pass, where I don't know, can I show it? Let's see if I can show what I had before. Yeah. That's how I started today. Basically, you can see in the chest area, for example, that there is a different kind of shadow than what I had before. It's way more soft, right? And small little details like that, basically. And other than that, it was just... yeah, that I should darken that ambient occlusion layer, but I'm going to do that anyways once I'm done. So it was more like, hey, I'm supposed to do that, but I wasn't there yet. And one of the main things is just like figuring out what she actually changed. Because she didn't like write everything in perfect detail, what she adjusted and stuff. So that's why I like to just put the feedback directly over my art piece, because that way I can see most of the difference. Like the pants look so cool with how she used the folds and stuff. I'm still very new to really getting into folds of clothes, and pants are just so... they don't come naturally to me, let's just say it like that. Especially like figuring out how to use folds so they look dynamic and still stylized, and not too much but also not too less. And in general, me and painting is a process. But I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Then put no pants. Easy. No, that's not as easy as well, because then I have to do all the anatomy and the panties. Which would be basically the same here, just less. Anyways. She also suggested that I should use a darker background instead of white. But that's a preference thing, because my actual mentor said I should use a white background, just like usual ambient occlusion maps have, because then it's easier to see stuff. So that's why I'm not doing it, I guess, because my TA is absolutely no 3D person, but my mentor and I used to do 3D stuff as well, so maybe that's just a 3D artist, ex-3D artist thing. Because I'm looking at this piece and I'm seeing UVs and baking maps. Ugh. I mean, I usually have a dark gray, not white. Yeah, but you don't do ambient occlusion. Because I usually work on a neutral gray for most stuff, but ambient occlusion is just better with a pure white background. But still, no. Let's just imagine... oh, that's not working. Yes, let's go with a dark gray. Very good. You cannot see anything. And that's why you don't do this at this stage. Because you just see the contrast and you see the pure shadows without any like obstructions and stuff. Where was I? I was somewhere here. that's okay-ish. So yeah, different stages of a painting often need a different like structure or different things, especially for the background. Because it also often depends on what type of colors you're working on or how your colors look like. Because some colors look better with a lighter background and some look better with a darker one, so you also have to consider that as well. Jeez. Because usually I don't work on like a background like this. This one is very, very dark and stuff. But the reason I'm working on this one is because her color palette has very light values and as well, and she just pops more if you look at her in grayscale. And if we would have a white background, she wouldn't look as good because we are lacking contrast and stuff. So that's why I have for this a very dark background and not just a middle gray one, because if it would be like... Oh, of course, deselect. I'm on the wrong layer. If I would go with like a middle-ish gray, it wouldn't look as good as if I would go with a very dark one. So you really have to see how your values are looking and what makes your art stand out, basically. Okay, back to doing the pens. Back to going insane because of fold. That part is difficult. Simon, hi! OMG, the render looks so good. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Oh gosh. Thank you for the compliments. Ah! Too much love in the chat today. What am I gonna do with you guys? I missed you, froze away. What? What? Just kidding. I was waiting for you to go live. I was watching some of your lives. Is that so? Glad to hear that. I'm happy you're back. Trying to mimic the folds of my TA. Ah! I don't want to like directly make a draw over because that's something I could do, but if I do that I wouldn't learn or understand why they're doing what they're doing. I guess that's something you always need to consider if you're doing stuff. Always try to figure out why you do some certain things and why you don't. Let's do it this way. I missed your voice. Mayuki, you know, lots of stuff happened. Okay. I hope you're doing alright though. Me trying to follow the shape of the body and failing miserably. It's too far. How did she do that? I low-key forgot about you for a month. Wow. I do think the pens are slowly getting there. I definitely have to do like more folds and material studies. I specifically remember a time when I said your voice sounds like Anapansu, but Austrian version. Yeah, I remember that as well, and that was last week. This area looks so messy. Be right back. Have fun. Oh. I'm always wondering why pens always are so freaking complicated to pull off. I was just checking on my Discord. I was trying cookies like an hour ago. Awesome. How did your cookies turn out? I do it for a game, a baking game. I have 3 cookies made. Awesome. I'm just going in there to clean this up a little bit and then draw over it, because it just looks so overworked. And sometimes it's just easier to get back in and just readjust stuff instead of trying to fix it in multiple different ways. What the hell? When did that happen? When and why did I merge my clipping mask by accident? That's bad. That shouldn't have happened. Okay. The name of the cookies I drew are Cookie Graham Ball, Rare Rainbow Cookie, and Raspberry Cookie with blueberries and cranberries with vanilla and white choco. It's a Photoshop thing. I hate when that happens. Yeah, but it probably is like some shortcut I'm accidentally pressing, but I don't even know which one. And I think that's what's bothering me, because I don't know how I'm doing it. The normal shortcut for merging layers is Control E. Have you done that? Probably. That's something that could very easily happen the way I'm using my keyboard. So, maybe. That could have happened. Be right back. Alright, Simon. Okay, that looks already way, way better. Not perfect, but better. It happens to me too, but I'm not doing it intentionally. Yeah, yeah, me neither, believe me, me neither. I do have this tiny keyboard and sometimes it's just, if I want to rotate and if I'm not careful, I accidentally lean on the control button, so that could also be one reason why it happens. I don't even know if I ever used the shortcut for merging. Because usually I'm very, very careful with merging layers. I'm back, but we have to eat dinner now. See you next live. Thank you for stopping by, Simon. Thank you. Have fun at your dinner. wrong brush. I'm back, but we're... Oh, I thought it was a new message. Happens. LMAO. Yeah. It was just my brain just read, I'm back, and I'm like, oh yeah, he's back, and then I'm, oh no, wait, deja vu, I've seen that one before. Hold on. That's so funny. The way this workflow works, I cannot do those folds here. Because on this layer I'm working with pure black. And I'm also not supposed to use any like middle tones. Oh, maybe I could try and lasso them. That could work. Because usually you could just color pick and that's it, right? But that does not work here. At least not the way I want it to. Another layer? No, not another layer. That's not how this works. Because if I would use another layer just to work around a problem, then the whole workflow would just be shit. I would need to do another layer for this and another layer for that, and the purpose of learning a new workflow is basically to optimize your workflow and try to do certain steps without having to, I don't know, do 10 instead of 1. I mean, you can just merge them after. No. That's not how this works. Fine. The way I'm working is this is a pure black layer with a slight color adjustment on top of it. If I do a different layer to achieve that, I would lose the progress I'm doing here. Because if I just do another layer on top, it's a clipping mess. And that's... as you can see, there's nothing happening. And even if I don't have this layer, I would need to do a different layer, and then I would need to color pick something else. And the thing is, I also have like adjustment layers for other things, so when I color pick from all the layers, it's just the wrong color. So if I go here and say, okay, I want to color pick all the layers, I color pick this color here, this mid-tone, and then I try to draw this, right? Oh, there you go. Is that the color which I'm drawing with? Don't think so. So that's the thing with this workflow. I'm trying to stick as closely as possible to what my mentor showed me, because I think usually folds like this here would happen in a different part of this workflow. Dude. Oh. So folds like this. I don't think you would usually do them in an AOE pass, because my TA also said she doesn't do an AOE pass. She has a more painterly style. And she also says that one of her issues is that she goes into detail way too quickly because of that, so yeah. Real men don't use layers. Exactly, we are drawing a la prima here. Let's go! So yeah, that's I'm trying to figure out how this works if you want to do like half tones like this. And I'm probably going to ask my teacher about it because I just cannot replicate how she did them here. Because they just don't look right because the Hold on, what's going on? There you go. Because that's just multiplying, right? The way this is supposed to be drawn, and it doesn't feel quite right. Yes, only one layer. So yeah, I might need to ask my teacher about that stuff. Because maybe I'm not even supposed to draw folds here, but if that's the case, then I don't know. Then the feedback of my TA would be like a little bit redundant, so I don't think that's the case. I mean, it kinda works. I don't know, doing this AoE pass on one layer is just sometimes pain. Oh. I mean, the folds make sense because it's tight. Of course the fold makes sense, but that's not the issue here. I'm saying that maybe I don't need to draw the folds in this AoE pass, but there is another pass I have to do later where I am supposed to draw folds like this. And that's what I'm wondering. I guess this is the first time I'm doing this workflow, so I'm not sure what's going to come in the future. But I will see, I will see. Jeez, stop it. I'm going to leave it at that for now, because I don't think I'm going to get any better with those folds. Yep, yep. And I think that's mostly it. Not quite. Also, what did I do there? I completely overlooked a whole part. Was just thinking, what exactly is this pure white thing there? Okay, this is one part where I'm just sitting like, how did I overlook this whole part with that ambient occlusion? Ah. I'm going on a bit of lurking myself. Have fun, Karen. Take care. Thank you for your lurk. Also, now that I think of it, I don't think I've eaten anything today. Which is kind of bad. Because for me, it's already... Oh well, it's okay. It's 1:30-ish. But I should still technically eat something. But I just wasn't hungry today. How dark did you do it? Where are you? Okay. Did I just break Spotify? Or did I not break Spotify? No, it's just this one weird song, I think, where it just... Okay, no, it was just random. This one song just has no music at the end. Which is kind of odd. Thank you, Cookie. Yeah, I do really have to do my own little playlist because the playlist I have now is from a user called Ethan, and it's just called Twitch Save Lofi. Oh yeah, it's just Twitch Save Lofi. So I do want to do my own little playlist one day where I can just pick and choose from everything I need. And then just get rid of everything that doesn't fit. Here, have silence, said Spotify. Yeah, but where time? Yeah, exactly, where time? I'm always wondering where it is. But I do think I have most of the stuff done. I'm just wanting to try something. If I do it like this. That's for me, that's too distracting. But I do have to ask my teacher about how he feels doing AoEs with like a grayish background versus a white one. Looking amazing, thank you! Again, thank you. So, but I do think that's it for the feedback. Yeah. Awesome, be gone. Evil layer, be gone. Evil layer of changes I have to oblige to. I think the behind was a bit darker. Yes, Cookie, I know, and like I said, that's an opinion thing. She does it with a gray background, and my other teacher does it with a white one, so I do have to ask my mentor what's better. Because my mentor is like a veteran of like 20, 30 years in the industry, and my TA has never worked in the industry. What? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Where is it? Oh, that's what you mean. Yeah, I get what you mean, Cookie. I'm going to adjust it a bit, yeah. Also, guys, I need to clarify something. This layer is not meant to be seen clearly. My background for this character is this. When you're doing an AO pass, the whole discussion is about if you should do your AO pass with a slightly gray background or with a white one. And like I said, the person with like 30 years of experience says white is better, and the one that's not even working in the industry and has just graduated school says, I think gray is better. So that's why I'm not doing like the gray background, because ambient occlusion usually is on a white background from a 3D perspective as well. The only thing she argued was if you do a darker background, like if we just close this, if we put this here, then I can see the ambient occlusion and the design, yes. But it's also very distracting. And that's what my teacher said. If I do the light one, you see the pure shadow information. You don't see any color, the color doesn't distract you, the contrast doesn't distract you. And if you do it in white, you just see the shadow information. So let's just pull in some examples. This is how ambient occlusion looks in 3D, because this is a 3D term. It can have various degrees, but you only ever have like the shadow information. If I would have like a background technically, so if like this cool factory would be the background of my character, then we would also see the ambient occlusion of the background for the character. But technically my character is floating in space. There is no shadow except for I could put this gradient here, but I did pull it away because it's just distracting because it goes through the design. But that's the reasoning. And I'm also coming from a 3D background, which is why it's easier for me to understand ambient occlusion if I look at it like this. If that makes any sense. Let's see if I can find a different example. Here is one example also of an ambient occlusion map where you can see there is this extremely bright light in like the sky, and that's why this is pure white, and that's basically what my background is emulating. And right now the only thing, technically if I draw it on a white background or a darker background, I mean right now you can't see the silhouette, right, because it's just this background behind it, but what I'm wondering is the background, no matter if it's gray or white, is not going to make it into the final design. It's not going to be there. This is just for this stage. And what I'm wondering is, what is actually better, because my mentor with like 30 years of experience says it's easier with a white background because it reads clearer, it's less distracting. But doing it like this, let's just pretend the background is gray, does make the silhouette read clearer, but the thing is, maybe it's too distracting again. And that's why I really want to talk with him about this issue, what's better, because my TA, who suggested the darker background, doesn't do an ambient occlusion workflow. So I need to take her feedback with a little grain of salt, because she also said, but don't take my feedback on this granted, because she doesn't know the best way to do ambient occlusion workflows. So while it looks better, like this, it's just that I can get this right, so I can basically turn everything off and have this design. Because without ambient occlusion or light, it would look like this. Yes, sir, I'm from 322, know what you mean. You sound a bit frustrated. Because this is like one of... I hope the talk goes well. This is one of those situations where you have multiple teachers giving you feedback, and then you don't know what's the right one. Because the one says, oh, this is an apple, the other one says this is a pear. But, I don't know, the other one is a chef and one is a pastry chef, and those are like two different, like... It's similar, but not the same. Difficult, yeah. And like I said, my TA has a very, very painterly workflow without ambient occlusion. So they don't know this workflow as well, and they also said that, so... My TAs told me I should talk with my mentor about it, and yeah. And I'm sorry if I sound frustrating. Today is just not not the best day in general. Maybe we should go back to brainstorming phase for this character. No, no, oh no. Oh hell nah. No, I just wanted to, I guess when I'm in like this mode where I want to explain something in a way so people understand the thought behind it and why it's not as easy to just make something look better. Because I know what you guys are thinking about, yeah. And that it looks better, but it's just, it doesn't have a purpose, right? The white background is just to make this phase easier to draw. Alright, I wanted to do the sleeves. Because the sleeves are the last thing I'm missing, and oh my god! I deleted my sketch layer. Where's my sketch? When did that happen? I did delete the wrong layer, but we also didn't do much, so it has to be somewhere here. Okay, that's good. There we have my sketch layer. There it's gone. Here I deleted my sketch layer for some reason. And this is why I love the history panel, because you can figure out what happened and where you went wrong. Yeah, I think they should have another weapon and different clothes, maybe a dress. Oh hell yeah. Let's just delete the whole file and start all over again. No, but back to the topic of being frustrated. Today I've hit this point where I'm like, I don't want to see this character anymore. I want to be done with it. Please. So yeah, I'm frustrated with her. Feels, yeah. I don't know, I got the feedback yesterday, and you know, if you get feedback, it's always good if you get feedback and stuff you can improve on. But at the same time, I'm just like, can't you just say good job and move on? Okay, right. The behind needs to be darker. And thank you again, Cookie, for pointing this out because I didn't see it. Looking good though, oh, Haggis. Oh, thank you, thank you so much. Yeah, I just have to get over that phase again. And my throat is tickling. Which is very, very uncomfortable. No, thank you. Thank you. I mean, honestly, the feedback I got was very... It was totally alright. It was like... I don't know. I was expecting more, to be honest. Just in comparison with my past experience with feedback and stuff. Because the list was just endless when I first started, like, doing courses and art school stuff. And right now, it's actually okay. It's not like that they pick something and completely scrap it like it sometimes was in the past. It's just very minor details that really help put everything together. Itchy or is it tickling? Tickling. It's just this very uncomfortable feeling where you feel like a little dust particle has sat on one of these tiny hairs or something, and it's just... It's in between itchy and ticklish because it's... I don't know, it's its own feeling, I would say. At least for me. I think this should be okay. Alright, sleeves. Sleeves. Transparent sleeves. How does that work? Never rendered something like this, so this is going to be fun. Also, I think another reason why I am a little bit frustrated is I should have... My homework for this week is not finishing this character, it's actually making a whole new one. And I'm sitting here like... Boy! I didn't even finish this one. And for me, it's like, with schoolwork, you sometimes have to... I mean, online courses aren't as strict. And it's a mentorship, so it's more personalized. But... for me, it's just like... I want to learn how to render, right? Because I feel like rendering is my issue. It's not like coming up with a design is a problem for me, and my mentor is like, my designs are very solid and very cool. And he doesn't really have any issues with like my designs. Absolutely not. He focuses more on like fundamental stuff so that my work looks more polished. So I really want to finish this character and push the rendering as far as I can while I have the chance to work with a mentor, because if he says my designs are really cool and I don't know, overall very creative and unique and stuff, that's the best compliment I can get as a concept artist, right? So now my biggest concern is just to deliver constant quality and better quality and faster results. I gotta go. Have a good stream. Bye, chat. Have fun working. Take care while you travel. Bye bye. See you next time. So yeah, I do feel stressed out about the fact that I am not going to be able to provide the homework for this week because I'm still stuck with this character. Because I'm like a person who works very, very hard, who always does their homework on time, who never misses a deadline and stuff. But at the same time, it's like, choose between making a very rushed, sloppy design character sketch just for the sake of finishing it and moving on to the next one versus trying to push this one to a portfolio piece and then make another one, right? Bye-bye, you got a week, don't worry too much. Unless it's like tomorrow. It's on Thursday. I feel like that too right now with my actual artwork. I love working on it and it's cool, but I have to finish. Yeah, because I have a com deadline. Yeah, but for me it's like, if I have a commission deadline, I often have the point where I know, okay, the deadline is like on this day, so I give myself a little timetable so that I know that I am going to finish the commission 100%. But with this mentorship, I can kind of choose what to focus on, so I can talk to my mentor and say, hey, I want to focus on rendering, right? Which we're doing here. For me, it's not like pushing out multiple designs, because that's something I can do. I can do a lot of designs in a very short time. But really pushing out very good rendering is a problem. Because like, the art style you do, Cookie, for example, I can pull off in like, I don't know, an hour or two. Easily. But it's really going into the shadows with hard edges, painting and figuring out more of the forms and the proportions and stuff. That's what's really taking a long time. So yeah. I'm so bad with timing on my work. 99% of the cases I do everything last minute. I'm pushing myself way too hard. Okay, I need hours for line art. Especially with several characters. I mean, line art is... It really depends on what the style is, right? If I have like a chibi head or something, I'm very quick with line art, if the sketch is already done. For me, the longest time is like figuring everything out with the sketch, and then line art is just so relaxing and just it passes by in a flash, and I'm sitting here like, oh. Yeah, chibi is fast, yeah. I mean, do I have my own chibi somewhere? It's always if I try new stuff that things just go out of hand. No, I don't think that I have it here. Too bad. I think line art is relaxing too, but it takes long for me. My last stream I did was only line art for character, for one of the three. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? I don't want to do line art anymore for concept art work, or at least not very strict line art, because where is it? Where's my portfolio piece? One hour and 42 it took me, rip. I'm so slow. You're fine, you're fine. Oh boy. That looks kind of funny. Let's just pull him into a different layer. I don't know, every time I pull something into Photoshop, I expect it to be dropped on top and not in the layer I'm doing. So this is one character I did a while ago. I mean, it's not my quality anymore, but, well. My issue with line art in a lot of stages, especially in concept art, is this looks cool, it has line art, I love line art and stuff. But if you have a teacher or a customer or an art director telling you after you've done the line art to change a whole lot of things, you are going to cry. Because it's not like that you can just take liquefy and then do whatever. Make his head bigger, have fun, or make his arm larger, or whatever you want to do. If you have line art, it's not that simple. Either you have to do an overpaint and then do the line art again, or you have to keep the line art separated and then adjust both the flats and the line art. And it slows you down so much, and then it's so frustrating because I just love to do line art. Line art is one of my favorite things to do, but for concept art it's just not a good idea. I mean, at least for characters, I feel. For environments, it really depends on what kind of environment you're doing, but even within an environment, you usually have, like, everything already settled. And not using line art is just, you're saving yourself so much headache for concept art. If I do private stuff, I just love to do line art. If it's for some commission stuff where I know that's not, like, super strict, like, for this piece, it's still line art, right? But I already gave the sketch to my client before. They said, oh, it looks super cool, I love how it is, I can't wait to see the line art and everything else. And then I don't have any problems, right? Because I know, okay, they already like it, I don't have to change everything. But with an art director and stuff, if you're in production, sometimes they just go like, oh, by the way, we don't want this character to have horns, we want it to have, like, antlers. Or what if they don't wear, like, trousers but a skirt? What if they don't have, like, boots but sneakers? And that's where you go, but we already said we're going to go with the boots, you said the design is final, you said, why? And then you have to start all over again. If you don't have to do the line art and just can go, okay, I'm going to do a draw over, fine. But that's just the pain of doing line art in production. I mean, I have one artist I follow who also does line art styled concepts. But he's a sneaky son of a gun. You know what he does? He paints everything and adds the line art as a flavor at the end when everything is settled. So he does do the flats and everything without line art. He uses his sketch and that's it. Yeah, that's a strategy, right? And that's what I want to try to do. That I do the painting stuff and the line art only if it's really done. It's like, okay, I want this to look like line art. I want to have some line art, but it's going to be the last thing I'm doing. And that's why I'm currently so struggling with figuring out a workflow for myself. Crazy, right? I can even show you that guy. He's insane. Let me see. Where's my art station? I think he even does work for League of Legends, if I remember correctly. At least I do hope he has his stuff on ArtStation, because most of his work I see via Instagram and stuff. And you know, there was this huge, like, thing where a lot of big artists just deleted a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, he does stuff for League of Legends, right? I mean, I don't know if this is one where he did the line art at the end, but look at Echo here. This is a very finished piece already, okay? And the thing is, I have seen him do something in a very similar style than this, and he just added the line art on top. Or he has a very clean sketch already and just uses the sketch as a line art. And that's an amazing skill, but I am definitely not there yet where I can just use this very rough sketch and use this as a base. I mean, I could use my own sketch just to, I don't know, pump the opacity up and then I have my own line art, right? But I don't know. It's a style for sure. And I think it also looks kind of cool. But yeah. I guess you could say I'm currently in a phase where I try to find my own style and workflow at the same time. Because if I do stuff in private, I would always go for line art. I would do a sketch, then just do the line art, do the other colors, just simply relax and have a good time with it. But if you're wanting to be professional, professional is such a dumb term, right? If you want to get into the game industry, let's just say it like that. If you want to go into the game industry, you have to be quick. You have to be able to pull stuff off in a decent amount of time. And I mean, the faster you are, the more commissions you can get done and the more money you can basically make. So yeah. I think that's the reason I decided to not go there after all. Yeah. And just do my own art and game stuff. Yeah, absolutely. I want to live my passion. For me, I do have to say, my main passion is gaming. So gaming is what I love to do in my spare time, what I live for, what I do. I game with my friends, like board games, online games. And I always wanted to somehow work in the game industry. It was always a dream of mine, there was a time where I believed that it was going to be impossible and that there was no way that someone like me could ever get into the industry and meet people there. Not to work and grind for others, want to grind my own projects. Wasn't mine too back then. Well, that's me right now. I don't believe I could get into. Yeah, and in general, what I'm thinking right now is I really want to continue this because I tried to be a Let's Player multiple times in different stages of my life because I just love gaming. I would just love to be able to game all day and just get money for it. Just as an idea, right? You game for money. That's like, for so many people, it's like a dream come true, right? But when I did it, I lost my will to play. Literally. It wasn't fun anymore because I had to be... You had to push out videos super fast. You had to run through levels. You had to, I don't know, Google stuff and everything because people would get impatient if you don't finish it till who knows when. And that's when I realized that being a Let's Player is not going to be something I want to do in the future because it just takes away the joy of something I love to do. That's also a reason why I don't want to work in a company, I think. I don't want to lose my passion. Understandable. Yeah, and for me, art was always a hobby I enjoyed and adored. I always did it in my spare time as well, but not as much as gaming. And I don't know where I read that, but there was this one quote I heard somewhere. Don't try to make your number one passion your living or your main work or living your income source or whatever, but take the thing you love the second most. And when I thought about it, it was like, oh my gosh, that's actually so smart. One way to go to, yeah. And that's when I started to think about, okay, I really would love to work in the game industry. And I always like had this passion for creating my own games. I mean, I did do a bunch of different stuff in the past where I did create like, you know, D&D campaigns, my own board game. Last year I created a whole pen and paper advent calendar thing for my boyfriend where he had to basically save Sherlock Holmes and stuff, and I just love creating games. And that's when I started to narrow down what exactly I wanted to do in the game industry. And I figured, okay, if playing is not fun for me, maybe art is. And for me, it was always like, no. I love art. I have a passion for art, but I also have this mindset of art is my work, which means I don't need passion as a drive, but it's more like consistency and responsibility. So for me, it's I don't need a motivation or a passion-inspired thing anymore. I don't really have art block anymore because I didn't look at art anymore as like it's only passion. Passion is what's driving me. Passion is what I'm living for. I managed to get into this mindset where I know, okay, this is work. I have to get it done. But in a way where I still can be creative. So it's more, I don't know, it's like doing a presentation in school and you are the one being able to do the PowerPoint. It's, you don't really want to do the presentation, but hey, it's so cool, I can do the PowerPoint presentation or whatever. But for me, I would love to work on my project self-employed all day as work. Okay. Yeah, for me, being self-employed is actually what I love the most because if I have days where I don't feel too inspired or don't know what to draw exactly, if I don't have commissions, right? Commissions are for me a no-brainer. The idea comes from somebody else. I know what to do. I communicate with them, and it just, I don't know. It just comes from a different kind of source. So if I have days where I feel like, oh, I don't have any inspiration for my own work, I can just do something else. Like, wait a second. I need to check something. I think I need to work on the arm a little bit more because it's getting lost currently. Yeah. So what I was trying to say is, for me, inspiration is also what my customers want from me. Some projects are so cool and their ideas are so cool and I'm so hyped up because of them. And that's sometimes what really gets me out of art block because I know I have work to do. I have to draw. And once I sit here and draw, I just draw. Like today. In the morning, I didn't feel like drawing at all. I had this paralyzing feeling where I looked at my tablet and I went like, shit, I don't feel like drawing at all. I'm going to cry if I open Photoshop for some reason. It's sometimes this very frustrating point you're at. And today, I felt like, but I do want to stream. I want to talk to you guys and I really want to draw and I don't want to miss a stream because I'm not feeling well. So I figured I'm just going to take it slow. I'm going to start up my computer. I'm going to turn on OBS. I'm going to just click start. And whatever happens is going to happen. If I really feel like drawing, I'm going to draw. And as you can see, we're like 2 hours in and I'm still drawing. Even though I was feeling like, okay, I'm just going to draw for 10 minutes. And if I don't feel like it, I'm going to switch to Stardew Valley. And we're still here drawing. And for me, this is a huge motivator and I'm still improving even though today I'm maybe slow or not feeling well or frustrated with the piece. So yeah. I feel depressed if I think I have to do something and then I procrastinate hardcore. Exactly, exactly. That's what my problem was today. That's exactly how I felt. I was not feeling it. I was definitely not feeling it at all. I did check my emails. I did check my socials. I did all the other stuff I had on my to-do list, but I didn't draw. Until I said, okay, I'm just going to start up the stream and see what's happening. Even though it's something I should like. Depends on the personality, I guess. Break time. Oh, break time! Thank you, Bach. Thank you for reminding me. It's break time. On stream, I push myself more to... Yeah, right? It's a really cool motivator. That's dangerous, though. I overwork myself. Oh. So let's just turn everything off for now, so people have something nice to look at if they want to in the break. And also, Bach, I wish you a wonderful good night and sweet dreams. And hopefully we see each other tomorrow as well. Oh, if I stream tomorrow, because I have an appointment at 11:20 and I fear I'm not going to make it because I don't know how long it's going to take. So we'll see. But I'm definitely going to be back on Thursday. So yeah. And Bach, eat time, forget to drink and make breaks. Yeah, I feel that. Night night, and then I'm dizzy. Oh well, that's okay. Oh gosh. Yeah, you really need to be careful with work and take care of yourself as well. But anyways, I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break. So, just as a little reminder, if you like my stream, I would really appreciate a follow and you would also not miss out on me when I'm going live. And if you want to support me as an artist, I would really appreciate a little sub. It would help me out a lot. So yeah, and I still need to get used to doing this advertising stuff. It just feels so unnatural and wrong. Ugh. Okay. Alright. Break time. Where's my BRB screen? There we go. Beautiful as always and very professional. There we go. And I'll see you guys in about 5 minutes. And I am back. There we go. Welcome back. Thank you. Thank you. Just for your guys' information, I just got a message that my boyfriend is probably going to come back home a lot earlier than usual and he's going to get some pizza. So I am going to be leaving a little earlier than usual. because I don't know, I'm not really comfortable eating on stream and it just feels so wrong. So yeah, I'm probably just going to leave early instead. And since I want to take it slow today anyways, I think that's a good idea. Yippee! Pizza! Yes, pizza! Pizza, pizza, pizza. I just love Italian food in general. And pizza is always so quick. And yummy. What are your guys' favorite pizza, by the way? Or do you have like a go-to pizza you're always ordering? Diavolo! Oh, very good, very good. Just pepperoni? And now there comes me who doesn't like pepperoni on pizza. I'm sorry. Or not always, let's just say that. For me, the problem with pepperoni most of the time is I don't like if food is like covered in oil or meat in general. So I don't like if food is covered in a lot of oil, which more often than not, like pepperoni, depending on the pizza guy you're picking, tends to be very oily and stuff, and I just don't like it, I guess. But I do occasionally love to eat like frozen pizza with pepperoni because that one most of the time is not like melting away with fat and stuff. That's okay if you don't like it. That's so sweet of you to say, Cookie, but you don't have the faintest idea how people look at me sometimes if I just say I don't like pepperoni on pizza. I'm more like, if I have some meat or stuff on my pizza, it's most of the time like ham. I mean, I like pepperoni. Pepperoni is probably from all the sausage types there are, or meat types, one of the least favorite, but I do like ham or bacon. But also, for example, I don't like bacon on pizza because of the same reason, because the bacon just, the fat from the cheese and from the bacon, it just drips down the pizza. And then some pizza guys also put garlic on the pizza, which is fine, but they have this garlic oil. And if they put too much in it, it's also like super oily. And then you have like the whole combination of like pepperoni, bacon, whatever, and it's just oily. Same too fatty for me, yeah. But I do like spicy stuff. But then again, you have to find a pizzeria who actually has spicy peppers or whatever chilies on their pizzas, because that's a rare occasion. But today I'm going to make all the Italian people angry because it's going to be Pizza Hawaii for me. I can't eat too spicy. Oh. Do I like it? It's just pain. Oh. This is kind of too dark. I don't want it to be that dark. I mean, for pizza, I don't really have a go-to pizza because I just love to taste different kind of pizzas. Because there are also a lot of like places where you get very cool pizza that is very unique to wherever you go to, right? Because I even know like a pizza place where they have like Austrian versions of pizza, so very Austrian dishes on their pizza. I'm off though, bye bye, have fun. Thank you, Yu, for stopping by. Thank you so much. And I see you around. Bye. But I do think we're getting there with like the transparent sleeves and stuff. That's not looking too shabby, at least. Like him too. Yay! Glad you liked them. But I'm so going to finish up with this AoE pass today because I just don't want to go into more detail with it as well. I probably do have to apply some feedback from my mentor on Thursday, but that's fine. I always forget that it snaps back that way, so let's go. Okay. Okay, so let's go to the other side and then we should be done with this one, hopefully. Or, well, with... Yeah, we passed! Way. I do think we are done with that one. Oh. Awesome! Let's go! One pass done. And I did learn a lot from it, definitely. But now, I think Keylight is next. I do need to look at the file though. Let's see. Where do I have it? Where do I have it? Was it this one? I think so. Yes, let's see. All right. Why are you not letting me switch? Why are you giving me, like, warnings? Okay, but I do need a reference. Let's see. driftboard again. There we go. Copy, paste. Okay, let's see what are we going to do. Hey there, Mooney! Welcome to the stream! Hello, hello! How are you doing today? Wishing I didn't have to work, lol. Oh, wait, I thought you had 4 days off. Or was I remembering it wrong? I did oh, Friday! Oh, dang, right. My bad, my bad. Oh, it's on all layers. Okay, that makes sense. Let's see if I can pull this workflow off as well. Of like cutting out whatever. Hold on, what? This is absolutely not the color you're supposed to draw. This is it. why is the preview off? That's why. Wait. I really need to get the hang of how to cut out shadows this way. To Hello Desi, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Okay, I'm gonna go and eat. Bye bye and have a good rest of your stream. Thank you so much, Cookie, and thank you so much for stopping by. I was having a blast with you guys again. Good night and sweet dreams. Getting used to a different keyboard. Old one was reaching its age. Oh! Getting a new keyboard is... It feels just so wrong at the beginning. It's like driving a car that isn't yours. This is one of the moments where I think trust the process. Don't get frustrated, trust the process. Oh, Photoshop. Don't you dare. Why? Go. Also, guys, oh gosh, my voice ripped me. I just wanted to remind you to drink some water as well. Because I'm always forgetting. What do you mean? Coffee is water, just coffee flavored, right? Or am I misunderstanding something? Azakira, welcome back! And don't worry about having to leave in 10 minutes. That's totally fine. I'm probably going to end stream early anyways. Because of food. Also, I don't know why my silhouette got all scuffed like this. But I guess we'll never know. Logical Hooker, hello, welcome! Welcome to the stream! So nice of you to stop by. How are you doing today? I'm doing fine. Thank you so much for asking. Thank you. Probably going to end the stream earlier than usual because I'm going to get some pizza, which is going to be delivered earlier than usual. So I definitely can't complain. I'm doing alright, just getting ready to escort my mom to the doctor. Oh, I hope everything's okay and it's just a regular checkup and nothing serious. It's a follow-up, so yeah, hopefully it's a nice, quiet, everything looks good kind of affair. I wish you the best of luck then. Thank you, you are very, very welcome. Oh gosh. Photoshop, please don't die on me. Hello? Thank you. Photoshop being Photoshop, doing all the wonky stuff I don't want it to do. And that's the wrong color. Typical Photoshop behavior. Is it going to do what it's supposed to do? Nah, never. It will never. Time to save LL. The good thing is Photoshop basically saves automatically. Every now and then. But thank you for the reminder anyway. Because it definitely doesn't hurt to hit Control S every gosh. Words. Shoo. Every now and then. Ah, yeah, that's nice. I don't use Adobe anymore, so I'm not hip to all their features anymore. Totally fine, totally fine. No, that's one of the coolest features, I guess, in Photoshop, that it's very hard to lose your stuff anymore with all the cloud saving features and so on. I mean, you even have a version control where you can just... That's maybe a tip for all the Photoshop users out there. If you ever save over a version you really like by accident, you can just go to File and Version History, and then you can basically see every version that has been saved. I don't even know how far it goes back. There you can see Monday, last week, this month, and so on. And you can reload all the old ones, so even if Photoshop crashes, there is still a ton to recover. And even if you like did something you really hate, you do have version history and you can just pick an older version and work on that one, so that's very, very cool. But I am going to end stream here today, because I know that my pizza is going to be here any minute, and I still want to raid out and chat with someone else. Or the streamer, whatever. My brain is fried today. Oh my god. But I think we did amazing progress today. Okay, I started with AoE, so... But that's what we had last week. So I think that's like a huge step in a good direction. And there is a baby fly crawling on my screen. So yeah, you can definitely see the process. Or the progress. I agree, it looks amazing. Thank you, thank you. And I hope it's going to get better and better the longer I'm working on it. Looking fabulous. Thank you, Hooker, thank you. Okay, let's see. Oh my gosh, what happened with my headphones? They got tangled into my armrest. That's not good. It looks so good. Thank you, Mooney. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Who are we going to raid out to? I think I'm feeling like someone new today. So let's see. Let's go into the art category. Okay, they look kind of cute. Okay. We're going to visit Crafty Little Rascal today. Let's see. Oh, sorry, Logical. Hooker, I totally overlooked your message. Would you like a recommendation? Oh, nice, that's a new name for me. I am always appreciating any recommendations. Oh, gosh. I just opened my chat. So in the future, if I'm looking for new artists, you can gladly give me some recommendations, because I'm always happy to collect more artists for my little follow list. And there's the raid message, and we're going to raid Crafty Little Rascal. I do love the name so much. So again, guys, sorry for keeping it shorter today, but oh, you know how it is. Health goes first, and oh, Daniel, hey there! Another hooker in the stream. Hello. Thanks for the stream, thank you. Have you been lurking for a long time? Also, I wanted to raid you the last couple of days, but you weren't online, sadly, when I was raiding out. It was too bad. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching again. I was having a blast, and it really... Nope, I just got here. Okay. I was having a blast today, and you really helped me over my little art block today. So yeah, if you like my stream, feel free to leave a follow so you don't miss out whenever I go live again. And if you want to support me as an artist, a sub would really help, and if you have Amazon Prime, it's even for free. Thank you so much. Yeah, I couldn't stream yesterday, but good to see you. Take care. Yeah, we will probably see each other tomorrow or on Thursday, because tomorrow I have an appointment at 11:20 and I usually start streaming at 12, and that I'm going to cut it close, so I'm probably going to cancel stream entirely because I don't know when I'm going to get home. But right now I am going to send you over to Crafty Little Rascal, and we are going to see what they are working on. So greet them for me, spread the love and joy, and I see you on Thursday. Bye!